Greetings, Epic Fails. The Black is back with his 10th Triple Threat Thought. As you can see, the topics are in the title. Let's move right into them. First off, of course, is Mark Henry winning the big one, the World Heavyweight Championship. I'm very stoked. I think that this was a necessary win for Mark Henry, especially at this late in his career. I really think that Mark Henry did a great job in this match, winning the title. This was a great, well put together match. On top of that, Mark Henry went over clean, over Randy Orton, the biggest babyface on SmackDown right now. So they've, as Zamario said, he needed this to cement his monster push, and that's what it did. It cemented his monster push. What I hope they don't do is I hope this upcoming Friday or tonight for the taping, or at Hell in a Cell, I hope they do not take the title off of Mark Henry. Reason being is because, remember last year, Money in the Bank, Kane won the World Heavyweight Championship, and no one thought he would hold it for very long, and he held it for like 4 or 5 months. He beat The Undertaker 3 times in a row to keep the World Heavyweight Championship. I think it's possible for Mark Henry to keep the World Heavyweight title. Yeah, it'll be Orton and Mark Henry at Hell in a Cell, and they'll have a rematch in the Cell, but I really hope Mark Henry wins that, and I really hope Mark Henry moves on and does another program with somebody else, because, just because it'll give him a little bit of a broader championship reign instead of feuding with Orton forever. So, I really hope they book this title reign right. I really hope they keep the strap on Henry for a while. I'm not saying like 6 to 8 months, something like 3 to 4 months. That's all I'm asking for. 3 to 4 months to make him a credible, solid champion. Have him face a couple people, different people, instead of just facing Randy Orton, and just solidify the end of his career monster run. Honestly, yeah, if he loses the title upcoming here, like in the next couple months, and he becomes the world's strongest jobber again, I won't be too upset, only because he had the big one. He did it, and he did it cleanly. It's not like he cheated to win either. They put him over cleanly, and I really appreciate the WWE doing that. Alright, secondly, we're going to talk about the biggest epic fail out there, Matt Hardy. When I was reading the news reports about the police raiding Matt Hardy's house and finding illegal drugs and stuff like that, it kind of reminded me of something back I did a couple. And apparently we see the true face of why Jeff Hardy left the WWE. They found a whole plentiful, just a bunch of drugs. Oh yeah, Jeff Hardy, the exact same thing. Look, Zam, facepalm. Anyway, Matt Hardy, dude, I heard you were going to a WWE-sponsored rehab. I heard you were arrested last Wednesday. I don't know what to believe anymore. I really don't care. You just need help, dude. I don't care if you're in jail. I don't care if you're in rehab. You need real help. Real help. So, and on top of that, his girlfriend's the one who called the police on him, and then they got a warrant to search his house, and then they found all the drugs. So, I'm really not that surprised at all the crap. I mean, really, dude? Matt, man, you need help. You need to get in the straight and narrow, figure things out, and then maybe come back to professional wrestling. I don't know. I mean, you've pretty much kind of, ever since you left WWE, you've been on a downward spiral fast. Way faster than Jeff ever was. And Jeff was pretty fast. So, I hope the best for you, man, but just don't take after your brother so much. Jeez, oh, please. And third on the Triple Threat Thought is Raw's booking. Now, I was going to do just a Raw review and rant like Zamario does, but Zamario did a pretty good job at ranting about Raw. As a matter of fact, I'll put a link in the description box. Go check it. If you don't know who the Zamario is, he's a member of the Wrestling Revolution. Go down into the description box, check out his review. He is an awesome Raw review. You will never hear as many swear words and the word cunt in a sentence as he does, as he puts in there. So, check him out. But with Raw's booking, it's like, okay, so there's pretty much 3 or 4 things that I was like, what is going on around here on Raw this past Monday? First thing, okay, I enjoyed Hugh Jackman being on Raw. It was good that he was like a guest host or whatnot. Like he was a guest host, but he's not like predominant. I enjoyed Hugh Jackman's promo with Dolph Ziggler and Vicky Guerrero. I love that Dolph Ziggler confused what's his face. I don't even know. He might have actually legitimately mistaken Hugh Jackman for Christian Bale, but I really enjoyed it. And Dolph Ziggler, of course, is pretty good on the stick, so these two guys cut a great promo. Later on in the night, Hugh Jackman, of course, picked an underdog to win because that's what his movie's about, and Zack Ryder defeated Dolph Ziggler. I really think that this should have been for the U.S. title. I just think that it would have been a good opportunity for Zack Ryder to go over and get the U.S. title and start a actual feud with somebody on Raw. And Dolph Ziggler would have been perfect for him. These two guys work really well together from what I've seen from this match. Giving Zack Ryder the title would have been awesome. And these guys could have had a match at Hell in a Cell and Survivor Series, and Zack Ryder could have been a dual champion, Internet and United States champion. He's on his way to a Grand Slam championship, which would be the Internet, the United States, the tag team, and the WWE title. And yes, I know, the Internet Championship is not a real title, but I consider it a title. Anyway, and yes, Zack Ryder is a former tag team champion. So, you know, he's got 2 out of the 4, so let's see if he gets that third one. Sorry, U.S. title. But they really need to start Zack Ryder off in a program. I like the kind of the way he won with Hugh Jackman kind of pulling a cheap win, I guess. It was an okay little promo segment thingy. Not a promo segment. The next thing I really thought was absurd was Mark Henry on Raw. Why does Raw think, or the WWE think, that Mark Henry needs cheap heat? Why do they think that Mark Henry needs to attack Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler to get cheap heat? Mark Henry doesn't need cheap heat. Mark Henry's got plenty of heat. Mark Henry is a monster. He's killing the faces. Why do you think he needs cheap heat against JR and King? It was pathetic. It could have been like a handicap match going on during this whole thing. You could have had the Usos. You know, you went SmackDown talent on Raw. You could have had the Usos facing off against Mark Henry or something. I mean, and Mark Henry would have been like the dominant person or whatever. You know, the dominant monster. I don't get why you have to use the cheap heat to get your heels over. They always go back to JR and King as like the cheap heat people, and it just retard. And then if you want cheap face like time or cheap face people, you get, you know, you have them beat up Michael Cole and then their faces, you know, and if you beat up or make fun of Michael Cole, you're a face. I don't know. So that was another moment. One of the other moments was, and I'm doing this off my memory, so you'll have to kind of bear with me. CM Punk. Well, I'll get to CM Punk in a minute. Miz and R-Truth being fired. Obviously I know this is a part of the program. I'm pretty sure that Miz and R-Truth are going to come back, probably at Hell in a Cell, and they're going to be in alliance with John Laurinaitis or whatever his name is. And I'm pretty sure they're starting like this corporate feud between Triple H and John Laurinaitis, and it's, you know, it's going to just be this battle between these two guys, and some people are going to be on John's side, some people are going to be on Triple H's side. So we'll see how that pans out. I think it was a dumb thing, though, to fire R-Truth and Miz. I mean, we'll see how it pans out. I'm not trying to rip on it too bad until we see how this story pans out. And then lastly, CM Punk. Alright, so for the past couple months, we've had CM Punk who has been real with the fans, who's been talking real, who's been able to go with the promos. And now it's just like, I mean, it almost seems like they're starting to book CM Punk like John Cena. Because at the end of this match, it was Super CM. It was Super CM getting the win over Miz and Truth, instead of Super Cena. So why in the world, after CM Punk has been complaining about John Cena, I mean, I get it, CM Punk is an awesome competitor, he's great in the ring, he's got great mic skills, but why book him like Cena? CM Punk needs to kind of be like he was a couple weeks ago. Be real. I mean, it's like CM Punk was all happy-go-lucky, and I think Zamario even said this. He's all happy-go-lucky to be teaming with John Cena. Like, they respect each other now, even though CM Punk couldn't stand his guts just a couple weeks ago. It's like CM Punk's now drinking the Kool-Aid. And that's just the hint that I'm getting from this. Maybe things will change in the next couple weeks, but after watching last night, it's like, oh yeah, CM Punk is happy to be in the main event. I get that. But it's like, it's kind of a cheap victory for him because he's still running alongside John Cena. He's still, WWE's still pushing John Cena, but CM Punk's in the running now, so now it's okay. So, what? I mean, where does this go with CM Punk exactly? Is CM Punk just, now that he's in the main event, now that he's headlining, he's happy, and he's just gonna be like, hey, whatever, screw you, fans, I don't care what you guys think now. I'm in the main event. I just don't understand the WWE's booking of CM Punk right now. It's almost like the way TNA did Anderson when they were trying to turn Anderson heel and all that. I mean, it just makes no sense the way they're doing this, because now CM Punk is turning complete babyface instead of tweener. We'll see what happens in the next couple weeks. Thank you for indulging me for this triple threat thought. I am Bobby Black. I hope please comment, like, subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed.